All right, testing for Discord.
There we go.
Okay, I'm good on Discord. I'm just gonna play the trailer for stream just so I can see it for people I haven't seen it yet. Here's Prodigy 2.5. Actually, you know what? I should play it for everyone, shouldn't I? I should play it for the kids in the class as well. Let me. This is the trailer is pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest.
Deshante, thank you for
I
the
don't
gift
think
and
I
sub,
can
bro.
actually play.
Cat, make sure you hit the follow button.
Could
Run
one
it
of
up.
the admins maybe
Almost
come
at
up and just,
9,000
like, restream my
followers,
stream,
boys.
maybe?
Run it up. Run it
And I'll
up.
mute Discord for a second. That'll probably be the things to do. I think that was the problem I had before. I had an exclusivity problem. If one of the admins can come help me out. It's a screen exclusivity issue. Ramee posted memes already?
Oh, here we
Is he
go.
posting pictures of himself?
Here we go.
I'm confused. I guess I'm not going to get any admin help. If you want to hit this trailer, just check my stream, guys. Full restream.
Dude, this
ability,
fucking guy, bro.
completely allowed.
Plugging his shit,
I just
man.
can't do the screen exclusivity. It's really tough.
I'm just
Who is it? Can do it. Chris, yeah, just come up. Come help me. I'm gonna pop it off here, and then you can do it for the class. I'm just gonna mute myself in Discord, and I'm gonna play it. Here, and then you can do it for the class. I'm just gonna mute myself in Discord, and I'm gonna play it. Here, and then you can do it for the class. I'm just gonna mute myself.
So here we go.
Play it. Oh, I can hear myself. Stand by.
Yeah, you might want to mute the stream.
You can do it for the class. I'm just gonna mute myself in Discord, and I'm gonna play it. Oh, I can hear myself.
Bro. Everybody saw the trailer, bro. Everybody saw the trailer.
From the top, spinning, hanging from a seatbelt while we run from the cops. Pull up, now really pull up. This whole city is talk. Too much groaning and pull-ups and no bop, 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 bop.
Hold on, it crashed on me the moment you started streaming it. I said, oh, the moment you started streaming it.
I'm the one they'll never catch. I be driving way too fast. I got both feet on the gas, like bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Mans is doing their own stash. Mans is costies with the tracks. All these shitty rappers mad. Why, bitch? Throw your life into a bag. Pop, pop, bang, bang. Think of blacked out, bam. Die, bitch. We the one shooting kicks like Liu Kang. Whole team lit like Butane. You flame with this shit, bitch. Read my lips, yeah, you lame, you lame, you lame, you lame. Bomb. You lame, you lame, you lame, you lame. Bomb. It's Wu-Chang, 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 Wu-Chang. Fill the trunk of bags of cash. Put the pistol on the dash. I got whiskey in my hand. Fuck a sidekick. I'm the one they'll never catch. I be tripping way too fast. Baby got on Prodigy, out to see the world from the top. Spinning, hanging from a seatbelt while we run from the cops. Pull up, now really pull up. This whole city is talk. Too much groaning and pull-ups and no bop, 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 bop. Fill the trunk of bags of cash. Put the pistol on the dash. I got whiskey in my hand. Fuck a sidekick. I'm the one they'll never catch. I be driving way too fast. I got both feet on the gas, like bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch.
Hell yeah. Let me not play this again.
Baby got on Prodigy.
God, I'm not watching that again.
Cool, I think.
You can unmute and hear rap.
Streaming anymore, huh? Okay. Yeah, so cool trailer. Big shout out to Zenova for letting us use her song. I think it fit things like really well. To be honest with you, like I think it was great in terms of like just the fit for the edit, and it worked out really well for us, and we were able to make a cool edit out of it. Huge shout out to a couple of things that I want to release you. Yeah. a couple of shout outs that I want to make here, specifically to one servers and Monkey Whisperer and all the guys over there. They have been awesome. We were put into contact with them with some mutuals that vouched pretty hard for them, and they've been nothing but helpful. Like they've been in with us in the trenches. They're on standby for this server launch. Like they have staff they've dedicated to making sure the launch and any of our firewall issues are good. Honestly, they've been sick. Also, we have now made 7 backups instead of. It's a joke, but we've like significantly increased our backups, like in the place of location in terms of like personal computers. We're moving to Google
Nobody gives a
Cloud,
fuck. Just tell us if it's gonna be up there or not. I'm
with
gonna keep
other,
it a buck
other things
50.
instead of like standard drives
Like,
and
tell-
stuff
just
like
tell
that.
us if it's up or
Upgraded
not, bro.
drives that
Like-
can get flagged for spam. We've
Holy
moved
fuck, bro,
like
please. Just tell
we
us we're
have-
good, man. That's all we need to
I
hear.
think Miatak's best explanation of how we never want to get hit by this again is that we are putting backups across all of the continents. And the best that was exactly what he said earlier. As all of the continents. Like we had a pretty robust backup before, but like obviously everyone in 5M is going to armchair network and dev be like, I would have not done this and done this thing. But I think people forget that in every project, as you start to like iterate quicker and quicker and quicker, like something, you miss something small, like a Google Drive account getting suspended for spam during the week that no one monitors regularly, and that was one of the parts here is like we had an additional backup avenue just, from server providers, but it's difficult it's easy to sit down and criticize. It's hard to actually make an infrastructure that stands up, but we learned a lot here. So that's what matters. And we have a lot of solutions so this doesn't happen again. And I think that's what matters to the general player base of our servers and the people that actually play on our servers and not just praise for a downfall. With that in mind, big thanks to 1of1 servers. Another big partnership that we had to announce was Gabs. We've been talking to Gabs now for a while, and me and him finally got into a call and we ironed everything out about a week ago for what this could look like. I think it was always a thing of like we saw a fit though to work together. It was just me and him being as busy as we are, trying to find the time to sit down and actually nail out what a partnership looks like, between these groups and what makes it special and exclusive, without like with still making Gabs able to do what Gabs does, which is bring amazing things to the community, which is something that obviously we want as well. We want Gabs to continue to bring amazing things to the community for everyone, not just for Prodigy. So some of the things we did is we talked about getting some early access to different cars so we can have the handling in, get them a little bit early so that people can test them, and get access before other places so that we can push also for Gabs. Like it's a mutually beneficial thing where we're advertising it for a little bit and then he gets to release it with his full car pack. So amazing. Gabs is also going to be in our Discord interacting in feedback channels and stuff. That's and probing for ideas for new cars, that type of thing. So we'll have a lot of direct community facing feedback to help influence that design process. That doesn't mean that he's going to take exactly what our community tells him to do. Like he's here to do what makes the most sense, but he's going to come in and get a bunch of ideas and feedback. He found that would be extremely valuable. So Gabs is going to come in and interact, or the people that work with Gabs, him or the people that work with him are going to come in and interact in our community. Also, we're going to hit them up with allow list prior and stuff like that so that they can come in if they want to come in and be the car company. They're going to be able to come in and do that type of stuff. And that's what we're really excited about is having them at least integrated in our community in some form. And obviously how much that happens or whatever will be based on their free time and ability. But I think it's really beneficial for us to have that type of partnership with them directly. I think it's going to be good. And we'll see how this goes. And if this goes well, maybe we'll do more stuff together. But I think on the car side, this is a huge deal. honestly, and it is a huge benefit to us because obviously when you look to use assets of any quality elsewhere, it's tough to get the full access you need to be able to make changes for your community, and have a direct link like this is great. And we've had a lot of challenges like making enough cars internally to kind of like meet the need of the community. And it's very expensive to make cars, just so people understand. Like, it's probably one of the most expensive dev tasks that you can have is the actual development of a car. I think for a normal developer, a car can take like 3 to 4 months, which is like very expensive when you're paying, and that's like full time almost for some people. So like, that's expensive. You know, like you're talking about full time. I mean, well, a car can cost anywhere, depending on the developer, between.
Oh, shut up and just tell us if it's up or not.
Look, it's expensive. It's expensive to make a car. It's not expensive to buy a car that's already done. Two very different things. But like, it's like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars
I fucking
of
love
like labor,
Ravage.
basically, to try to make a car. Like,
Man.
without getting too into detail. Like, it's not a
Yeah,
matter
but
of hundreds. It's a matter of thousands.
Imagine if he
for
unmuted me.
paying
Oh my
for
god.
labor for cars.
Oh my god.
And that's just the reality
Imagine
of the
if I got
situation for any server that's trying
Imagine
to,
if I got
to
unmuted and
make,
that happened.
make these vehicles to a high quality at least. And I'm sure there's people that can make them for hundreds of dollars on like a contract, but the amount of work they're putting in is crazy. It may not be up to the quality that you need to run on a server like this. So it's a big deal to have that relationship, and I cannot say that enough. And I'm extremely excited to work with Gabs and his team. So that's a huge deal for Prodigy and for Gabs. Actually, I think it's a great mutual
100%.
beneficial
That
relationship.
I agree on.
It doesn't lock either of us down.
100%.
So I think that's important.
1,000,000%.
Next up, I think some of you probably seen that we're going to be releasing a number of regional servers. Pretty hype, pretty cool. I think for us, this was like the next big logical step that we were going to make as a community. Regional servers are something we want to do to be able to give a lot of our music artists, streamers, the ability to have worldwide appeal and to give themselves exposure to different scenes and language bases that we normally wouldn't have.
Philly dude, what up, baby?
English-speaking American
Thanks for
server.
coming
It
through,
also
baby.
gives an
What's up,
opportunity for
man?
people who
Thanks for coming through, my guy.
can't connect normally to an American server
My
for
brother.
a variety of different reasons. Like, anyone who has talked to any like Arabic streamers, as an example, they have a real hard time getting into American servers, like having to use VPNs and stuff depending on different circumstances. And just having more regional-based servers that understand those issues and giving people a place to play and experience Prodigy is really cool, in my opinion. These aren't going to be extremely profitable or anything for us. I'm just going to put that out there. We're literally doing this mostly for the fact that we know that this is going to give us like worldwide appeal and reach audiences that have wanted to see Prodigy for a long time. So we're really excited, especially for I think the thing we're most excited about is the exposure that this gives to our music scene, because we have such a vibrant music scene on Prodigy. We've done a really good job there, and having regional servers where our musicians can come and perform is crazy, right? Like, that's a crazy good opportunity where when you go to create a concert, you don't just get to do it in Prodigy North America, but you get to do it on the public server. You get to go to India. You get to go to Poland, dude. You get to go to Spain and Mexico and Latin America, and you get to go to Brazil. Like, that's cool, man. Like, that is cool. That is a cool opportunity for a lot of our music artists. And I cannot wait to get that started in the near future. Can't give too much details now. I'm going to let the individual regional stakeholders make their own announcements and do their own marketing plans. But I think this is going to be a big part for putting Prodigy worldwide. And for me, that's a big deal. This was a goal of mine since we started, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. And this leaves open a lot of opportunities for the future as the GTA ecosystem evolves. Having a worldwide infrastructure is important, you know, as this scene opens up and becomes more accessible. So I think it's awesome. Oh, also, public server, what I can tell you is that I have fielded some proposals for 2x economy public server, which we will be looking at in the near future as well. So I am going to keep my promise to the public community, and thank you for being patient. But yeah, we're going to keep that promise and make sure that these things are all coming in the future. without giving my dev team a stroke or me a tech or bite. So, yeah. So those are a hell of exciting announcements. But I think what you guys are all here for, to stay sat, is the Prodigy 2.5 wipe. And you probably want to hear what we've been able to accomplish. And we've been busy.
Okay, bro,
we've been busy, so take a seat. Listen, guys. We
bro's fucking
all
edging.
felt bad. The whole development team, we didn't just sit down and say, we're going to relaunch what we had. Nah. That ain't the Prodigy way, okay? The Prodigy way is we show up for our community, and when we hit crisis, we don't just sit down and get in our feelings, but we sit down and we work. I am operating on 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night. Smashny, probably not too far off of that. We have been killing it. The development team, our full stack guys,
hell, bro.
our 3D guys, the admin team, everyone has been working overtime. Like, I am so proud of our team right now. We have introduced multiple new petty crimes. We have redone the initial loop with the crafting systems. We have completely redone the loan systems and how credit works so that it's more meaningful and has more of a loop of like, you should have a loan to keep your credit. So it's like an actual credit system instead of just a weird group grind where you just buy a bunch of blazers to raise your credit system. We have put in the links to be able to do civilian loan businesses, which will be coming in the future. We have put in the full rework of the stress system with like the stress system has more meaning now. We have finally given strippers a reason for people to show up to a strip club for more than just throwing dirty bands at you. We have made it so strippers are integrated heavily into our ecosystem with giving buffs to our players so that grinders, role players, everyone has an incentive to go see an entertainer or a stripper at any time. And don't worry, you're not going to be locked into just going to a stripper if you're not about that stuff. If your character wouldn't do that, you can also go, and some of this stuff is available through entertainers. So we have done a lot of things to redo a lot of core game systems. We've taken a look at the drug system and we've said, okay, how do we make weed great again? Well, we looked to Colorado, and then I looked to our good partners that we have that might be located in that general area of those states. And I said, what does that do? You know, what is weed? What's the use of weed? You know, what is it? It relaxes you. And I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm just saying it relaxes you, you know? And that's a big part of it. So if we made the stress system meaningful, we could make weed meaningful. I'm going to let you guys figure it out, but weed has a big part in terms of the wipe. And a lot of you guys thinking, oh, well, my character doesn't do drugs. Don't worry. We got you, bro. We got you, boo. We thought about this stuff. I think the benefit of doing this is when we were grinding towards Prodigy 2.0, we were working our way to a point where we were trying to get game systems in that were cool, right? Like the actual features. And somewhere along the way, we lost in the sauce the role play and the gameplay loops that make sense. You know, all roads lead to meth was not cool, right? All roads lead to this thing was not cool. So we went back and we tried to fix those things over the weekend. So hopefully we've done that. So also, yeah, it's because I'm sitting on the server. I'm making you guys jealous. Yes, we have redone the perk trees. So hear me out on the perk trees, what we've done here, and you're going to see this when you go into the game. We realized that maybe we fucked up with the perk trees by letting everyone do everything, okay? And now I know, Kevin and Ramee, hear me out, okay? I know this is a frustration point for you guys at the beginning of 2.0, but hear me out. I got you, okay? Just hold on. I made it so that the perk trees now don't gate anything, all right? They no longer gate anything.
What does that even mean?
They don't gate anything anymore. So what they do is they just make you better at a thing. So it makes it worth you getting into a thing and just being better at that thing. And then what we've done is every perk tree, kind of like Diablo and WoW, you know how you always have that one interruptibility on WoW, or you have that one thing that's just common across everything that maybe has a different name? We've done that. We've taken things that we know people need and want, and what we've done is we've put that on every skill tree. So like if you want help lock picking, right? Like that was one of the big things. Volky gave this feedback. Is like, hey, people rely on this lock picking thing. People rely on the ability to busk. People rely on the ability to do this thing, right? So things that made sense to be across the board, that you shouldn't be limited by which tree you pick, we've put them on each one. So when you pick that one tree, you know, the things that matter to everyone are there. Okay? So I think that will ease things, and obviously we'll take feedback. We're not going to make sure that we got this, you know, I'm sure there'll be things that are suggested to change on this, but we did it for a reason of everyone was everything. And eventually what we'll do with these is we'll put more role play based things in there that aren't like things that other people need or blocking people or gatekeeping them, but things that are just nice, you know, are a nice little flavor thing for the tree that you pick. And that's the goal here. We're going to be putting someone specifically on the skill trees to make sure that those have maintenance over time, because I think what happened is we made them and we forgot about them, which is not okay. What else do we got? Let me go down through my list, ladies and gentlemen. We did a lot, to be honest. Card chopping is a thing. I won't get into how that's done or how that works, but I just want to say that's in. There are a number of other petty crimes that are in. There have been a number of world changes. I won't get into too deep on what those are. You can go figure them out. Our 3D devs killed it to try and mix things up and make it a little interesting. We don't get thrown in jail on day one, but also if you get thrown in jail, enjoy the view. Also, we've done a bunch of things with different drugs. Different drugs do different things, and no more super drugs were done.
Thank
That
fucking
shit's
God,
over.
bro.
I yelled at Smashny. I took him to the side and I said, Smashny, why did we go back to super drug? Why did we go back after I told you no more super drug? No more super drugs. It's not happening. Everything is meant to do something different but meaningful, and that's where we're at now. That's what we're doing from now
Yo,
from now on out.
Katie, you're so
That has
dumb,
been
bro.
firmly put foot down, and we both agree. By the way, Smash, he knows, and he's and we got it. So, otherwise,
Josh, what up,
we've
bro?
done
With the
all of
gifted,
these
man, baby.
great things.
Appreciate you,
We've
brother.
changed a lot of things. We've implemented a lot of things. We've done the
My boy,
framework
bro.
for
Man.
utility stuff. So by the time housing comes out,
Yeah,
there will
no
at least
more
be a
plates,
better
bro.
road to that,
Yo.
so civilian things have more
I'm gonna just hit my boy,
more
bro.
ability
I appreciate
to
that,
add
baby,
to.
but I mixed up the
We
words.
have
What up, yo-yo?
looked at all the improvements to the business systems we talked
Yo-yo, I'm
about.
a VIP,
Those are
bro, 'cause you're a
implemented. Those are
legend.
good to go. For the most part, I think it's almost everything we've done there. We have done so many things. Like when a business opens, it has a blip. When a business, it's automatically on the phone list when you open your business. When food restaurants open, you can't just get sandwiches from the gas station. You know, we've done stuff to enable and push RP, which is huge. Next thing that we've done with guns, we are going back to our roots on that, and we are rebalancing the entirety of guns. So right now, you're just going to be able to get your basic pistol stuff. That's the goal for right now. So that, you know, right now that's what you get, but there will be a full roadmap for when guns are rewarded, right? So like instead of us saying, oh, let's just add this gun or that gun or this gun, we have a roadmap beforehand before we go into the server of like, this is the guns and what they should do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's all added up and will be balanced. So there's no more of this constant balance of gun meta. There is a full roadmap for weapons and balance. Also, with handling, we had a look at all the handling. So good there. We're also going to be bringing on more dedicated handling developers, which I'm pretty excited about. I won't say much more there, but I think it will be cool. I'm gonna play a little coy on these things. Some things we've done a lot of stuff, guys. Like I can't even get into everything we've done. We've looked at the things that failed basically on 1.0, and we've tried to look at them, whether it's as little as trap houses and making them actually meaningful in role play, the drugs and what made us have the ability to reward better than what we did. And I mean, just in terms of like, yeah, we need low level meth, but we need high level meth. It all can't be mastering meth to the full degree. out in an RV, right? So that we have the ability to reward people for role play that go in and are looking to get into the meth business. Let's give them a meth lab. Let's give someone a cocaine lab. Let's give someone a weed, the ability to grow weed in their house. So like those are the ways we're looking at things now is from a role play perspective. And that's where we're really trying to push. Which brings me to my next point. The server is focusing towards role play. And I need to hit the standard nice and early of the things I'm not going to tolerate so that we can all be on the same page. Because I don't want us getting in and banning people and people feeling like they got blindsided. I want people to have an honest chance to feel like, hey, I'm ready to go, right? And I didn't get screwed over by the Prodigy team. So I want to be very clear on what our roleplay standard is, so everyone gets it, and our auto character standard, right? On the server. Number one, you are in character when you're on the server. You're not out of character. You're not 3/4 of the way, half character. And listen, I will even admit that I gave in at times to this stuff for a bit or whatever because people were breaking. From now on, stay in character. On the server, stay in character. This is a roleplay server. It is not your hangout. We let the standard go too deep on that, and I am enforcing the admins. I'm telling the admins to enforce this stuff heavily going into the wipe. And Zolo, I'm looking at you.
Oh,
all right, buddy. I'm looking at you. Ramee, looking at you. Hutch, especially. All right, buddy. Bust Insider. Okay, I'm looking at you. All right. I'm just joking. But we had a lot of gangs that were on the server that just were more out of RP than they were in RP. And obviously, we're going to have room for people to we're not going to just be tyrants on this, but we also want to acknowledge the fact that we had a lot of gangs that let this slip way further than what it should have been. You getting me confused with shot? Oh, you're sorry. It's because you were playing up a stone. Oh. Sorry, man. That's what it was. You were playing up a stone. Sorry, I'm getting all made. That's true. You're right. So this is the thing we really want to put our foot down on. But just to be clear, like this is me informing everyone that I'm not fucking around. Okay? I'm not fucking around on this. Like, deathly serious for a second here, all the jokes aside, we need to maintain a roleplay standard on the server, and all this character breaking shit on the block, like just Second Life herp derping, there is no room for that anymore. That's gotta stop. All right? Ricky Riz, the amount of times that man breaks character in metagames, also done. WikiWiz is going to jail. The other things we really want to put down is like we want people to have a reason to shoot. The amount of PvP loops we had in the game was too much. And we will be putting our foots down on that stuff in terms of development and in terms of server culture. If your goal is to get on and just shoot all day long without reason or like proper build up, we are going to have a problem and you will not be playing here. And that's not being mean. It's the fact that we need to set our standard better. We were doing a good job of it before wipe.
I'm fighting.
But this is a good time for us to reset and say, hey, this shit, not okay anymore.
I'm kidding.
And don't play with me on this. I'm telling you, there is, I have had a reputation in the past of being an extreme hard ass. And what I can tell you is that is back. I'm here to be, nice to people and enable a good roleplay environment, but I'm just warning you. I'm about to be a major hard ass. Major. I am not playing on these things, and I need to be very clear. And I want that to be explicitly clear so that people don't go in here and get the wrong idea coming into this wipe.
Incoming Discord
like, if you are meeting the roleplay standard, you will not be playing here. Next up. In terms of the rules, we're going to update a number of the rules to have a rule that dictates role play over gunplay, which basically sets the standard for what we want from the server in terms of gunplay. If you're just out on the street, and you're just
7 TV works, by the way. You don't need to use the Ramee
you a little bit, right? And your immediate go-to is grab gun, draw gun.
Ramee's Chick-fil-A with the brand new sub, Samuel 2K.
That's not acceptable on the server. That stuff is done. That shit happened a lot. Next up, we've spelled out clearly in the rules about use of emotes to hide actions that have no real roleplay benefit and are only to win. We've also clarified about money and item dupes that were happening a lot. I just don't get it. People would surprise Pikachu face after they sent $100,000 from side characters they made over and over and over again. And somehow there was confusion in the rules that you weren't allowed to do that, both on the allow list server and on the public server. So we've made sure that's very clear that you can't do that shit. I don't know why we have to, but in 2025, apparently Pikachu face for common sense is just more prevalent. Next up, sending any money between items, explicitly spelled out along with the money and item duplication. I don't know why this has to be spelled out, but it does. It's wild to me, but it does. Abusing respawn mechanics, right? We are now enforcing, if you are downed at a scene, you need to alert medical and not use the respawn. The respawn is for if you're glitched or if there's no medical on or there's no chance of anyone ever getting you ever. It is not meant to shirk roleplay. And for some reason, a lot of gangs have a really laissez-faire attitude towards that mechanic. And I'm sorry, but we had a lot of gangs jump on the bandwagon of some legitimate feedback, which was that EMS and doctors weren't at the hospital. So seeing you decide to jump on that and torture our EMS, you know, because you were jumping on the bandwagon of someone else's legitimate feedback, well, now I'm going to hold you to the standard, which is you better damn roleplay with medical. And that's it. Sorry, guys, but yeah, you did this to yourselves. Just being real. And before someone tries to drama monger and say this is targeted at CG, it's not. This is at all the other little gangs that jumped on and tried to copycat them and just dog on medical.
Hey, you got me.
As a result.
Hey.
A lot of those gangs, they were doing this stuff all the time.
Hey,
if you want to complain about medical roleplay, you better not abuse this feature.
Hey, you fucking got me.
And that is now a rule.
Hey.
So don't mess with me.
My bad.
Jumping over or off something that enters the following animation to escape police has been added. So
hey, my bad. I'll start RP with EMS. My bad.
I think I struck that one.
Got carried away.
Ignore what I just said on that.
My fault.
We reworded the vehicle death matching to be more clear so that we don't have to.
Yo, Monty with the sub. Appreciate you, baby.
Remdog, so we don't have to ban Client and Remdog when Ramee tells them to VDM them.
What?
Then we put not just stream sniping, but now cloud chasing into the rules as well. Ramee, I'm just kidding. It's okay. Fine. So stream sniping or cloud chasing. We've also put cloud chasing into the rules because that was missing before. That is a big one. We also added to keep your interactions authentic and to your character in terms of like, because we had a lot of people going up and like trying to go to a streamer, whether it was me when I was streaming or Hutch or Kay or Ramee or Shots, and just not being authentic. Like they were beelining to these people and influencing the character actions by that. So we more clearly define that in the rules. That, like, we don't want that shit to happen. There's gonna be a higher standard on that. Then pocket wiping, that whole name we took out of the rules because it was causing problems and confusion.
Rip, half the CG lineup is devious work.
This entire meeting about me. Yeah. Hey man, it's your big day starting kick, all right? I'm just trying to give you some content.
Rip 90% of the PD, dump fuck.
No farming cops at traffic stops was adding, or like loot boxing cops for no reason. That's also been added to the rules. I think that's an important RP standard that we have to make sure is clearly written. When we enable the ability for cops to be robbed from, this is the reason that whole thing existed of not being able to rob cops, is just due to this point. So we've put that in the rules, and we're going to ban the people who basically abuse that. We've removed ocean dumping, the word, from the rules, and what we've done is we expanded to that to be more able to be better understood.
W plug, Ravage. I see you with the kick.
We've also added now about EMS and cop dating, because that was becoming a big problem over the last 2 months. We've also added some things about bad taste roleplay. We had a lot of people trying to pregnancy RP and then like do COVID and cancer RP, which is like, I think a lot of those things are still stupid, you know, like to do, like in terms of like reading the room. Like there is no reason on a violent RP server in GTA that you should pregnancy roleplay, because just the nature of what's happening here, you're
Josh!
forcing people
With
in
the 10
uncomfortable
gifted,
situations
baby!
that they don't want to
Appreciate
be
you,
in.
brother.
COVID and cancer RP also are like extremely problematic because people deal with that stuff every single day, and they don't want to come in to a server and deal with people doing that. We have banned many people for this, and it's worth putting in there. Also, I made sure to put erotic roleplay is strictly forbidden. I'm really sorry for Mr. K. Really sorry to Curtis. Really sorry to the toilet in K-Town. You know, especially sorry to ESBC and KTB. We know how it goes, boys. So really, really sorry that we're shutting that avenue of RP for all of you guys, but we kind of have to take a hard line here. Next up, conflict rules. We have put in here to more clearly define about the police and SOPs in this rule, so it's not so ambiguous. We had a lot of people trying to report the police for like breaking numbers of 5v5, which was getting a lot of confusion. Shut up, bro.
Okay. Shambles is fucking
We've renamed a couple of rules. We added community toxicity. This one's important because we got a lot of toxicity between people over the last couple months.
Ellie in Shambles is
on
fucking
a
crazy
couple weird
work.
topics. So basically what we added here is that we welcome constructive criticism, but you know, when you cross the line of being toxic towards the community server staff, it becomes an issue, right? So we've made sure that's more clear in terms of just if you're just being toxic for the sake of toxic and not actually being constructive, we have to deal with that because things were getting to a level of toxicity that just weren't healthy for our community. And things have kind of developed a bit in, we didn't want to enforce that stuff too heavily before because the community was smaller, but it's grown a lot now. And a lot of these things became extremely problematic over the last couple months. We've added a rule also on server events. So we more clearly define what we find acceptable on server events. So in terms of like big ticket player events like concerts, mural debates, like we don't allow people no longer to intervene or interrupt these things until there's like a conclusion, right? Or it's contained outside of that thing. And this is something I consulted with a lot of people who try to do like big RP things with events. So like I talked to like Kaban and like a number of other people have done different instances of trying to involve events, like a couple other gangs I don't want to mention, but like a lot of us, I talked to a lot of different people and just tried to leave an avenue where we could allow for this stuff to happen, but like set clear terms. And we might edit and rework this rule as time goes on to allow for bigger story events. But we've, at least for now, opened up so you can get it cleared by senior staff, right? So if people want to do a thing, right, and it has like good RP value, they can hit me up. So, and then we can figure it out or make a ticket so that we can make sure that, you know, you can do it properly, right? With help of the staff. So, and without spoiling it for other people that are at the event. So, overall, those are the things I have right now in terms of the wipe. Oh, also, this is a big thing. The down system. So, I want to go through how that is now and how cops are going to interact with that because this is a big part of the wipe. In terms of when you're down now and you get back up, there's a debuff that doesn't allow you to raise a gun for a certain amount of time, kind of like res sickness and WoW. It also lowers your max health by a percentage and your stamina by a percentage. And then if you're downed again after having been picked up from the crawl state, you are down. Like you don't go back infinitely into crawl states anymore. And I think this is going to be a big thing for RP quality. And with this, cops are not allowed at all to hit anyone that's in a crawl state. And I had some cops still give me some shit on this one, and Hutch will remember my response on this one was a criminal is a criminal and you're a cop. So if criminals can do it, and it doesn't matter if criminals can do it or not, I don't think, with the way the system's set up now. I think this will make things a lot less awkward for everyone and to a better space. Some other things you should know is we really tried to refine our business system over the last couple of days. We've been out looking for people, making sure that people were in a right position to be able to run businesses. We've also looked at trying to expand the DOJ, and we brought on a number of new people. So thanks to so many people that came forward. So we're hoping to have a better access to judges going into this wipe on a more daily basis is our goal. So hold us the task on that. And yeah, that's kind of...
I'm not gonna lie, what was the rule?
Kind of the TLDR of everything we have. I guess we can get into questions maybe. And if other admins want to come up, I'm just going to step away while I wait for people to tag me for questions.
There's no crawling. Oh, cops can't shoot down people. Yeah, I already know that. Hasn't that always been a thing? Yeah, I know. You can't aim a gun. Yeah, yeah. You only go down once. Yeah, yeah. So I can't fucking spam revive Peanut. Nah, you can't ZBGG, bro. Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. I heard that. I heard all that. Why is it quiet? Yeah, GG. Gloria and Tyrone RP is fucking done, bro. Cooked. Dunzo, buddy. DB, I VIP'd you, but you'll have to put the crown on. I'm gonna message the fucking kick devs, bro. Because, like, if somebody mods or VIPs, they shouldn't have to automatically set it. Is it possible?
All right, sorry guys. All right, let's try and get some questions going here. When I told you I wasn't getting a lot of sleep, I've also just popped a Celsius and did a workout, so like I'm running a mile a minute. Yeah, Zaitaro, come ask your question. Am I saying your name right as well? Come on up to the stage.
Here we go.
Yeah, you're like one of the 3 people in existence that pronounces it right. Yeah, so I was just wondering for like the buffs you said like at like strip clubs and everything. Does that include musicians like just like busking and like full? Fuck you, Ramee. What the hell?
Agreed.
All right, cool. Yep, that was it.
Well, I meant the fuck you, Ramee. As to your question, it should. Yes, that was the spec, and it should do that. If it doesn't, please let me know.
Okay, yeah, I think we'll probably put that to the
I mean,
specimen.
Apex, I'm gonna let them know.
Yep. Gav, if you're around, I want to come up to the stage. I have something on the business system.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Excellent. So as far as submitting ideas to the Better Business Bureau, I think it was called.
Chat, I'm gonna go pee really quick.
Are we still
piss
doing
so
that
badly.
through City Hall?
APX,
through
open your mouth up really quick.
Is like the MDT system, or is that changing at all?
So yeah, the reality is I don't know what they landed on to finish it, to be honest with you. Let me see if Gav's available to come up. I'm pretty sure it has changed a little bit, and they're going to put an announcement on it. But just the idea is to, I think, to work in the council a little bit, right, Gav?
What's up?
The idea originally was to work in the council a little bit. I don't know what you guys landed on.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out the best way to do that. What was the main question?
What's the process now for business applications?
Oh, so right now we have that external whatever you want to call it. It's a whole dashboard now. The one we're gonna eventually move into the tablet. So we're gonna push that and use that, see how it does, and then eventually get it moved into the tablet. But it's very intuitive, and it's all in that one area.
Yeah, essentially they're just going to use the dashboard they were using on the public server. That's worked pretty well for their BBC as like a use case test.
Yeah, awesome, excellent. Thank you very much.
No problem. Keep repost your questions, guys, if I miss it, because the chat moves pretty quick. Also, I'm just buying the devs a little bit of time here while they get the server up and ready to go, just so you guys know. We'll still be within our window for launch, it looks like, that I offered. Let's see. Yes, man. Okay. You know what? I'm going to take that question because it's funny. And then I'm going to invite Kevin this week. Come on. Yeah, yeah. Say
What the hell you invite me for?
Because watch what his question is.
Yeah. Can you just like make sure everybody knows to stop making yes man just kill cops and everybody every time? Like maybe make some real role play for me. I'll say yes, I promise.
Wait, what'd you say? You want us to make you kill cops?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, perfect.
No, that's not.
All right, thanks, Ravage.
All right, that's all.
I hate it here. Okay. But yeah, Vel, come on up. I hate it here.
Oh yeah, I was just wondering about a hunting update if there's any plans on it.
We did a full hunting system. Yes.
Oh,
We did a full hunting system in a night. Just to be clear. Also, we have a whole new addiction system that ties into the stress system. The stress system, the stripping, entertaining, the stress, the drugs, they all link in together. So like we redid a number of systems and did a whole bunch of stuff. So
awesome. Awesome, appreciate it.
Serper, look at
Wes
APX's
Masky
message.
dotting me. We did do hunting.
Change the ooh emote, Serper.
Hello.
Oh, you didn't have to invite me, but oh yeah, I guess the question of boosting. I mean, everyone's asking it, but yeah, boosting. Okay, when can I become a
Boosting-
boost demon again, please?
Boosting is the next up big system we
Okay.
have after our next. So we have a new heist already ready, and then we have another heist we're doing. And then boosting is the next big system we do. So I wouldn't expect it like
State Farm, you're VIP
soon,
now.
but that is
Okay.
like on our roadmap as
Yeah,
like
in
the next
general,
up
eventually.
big criminal system.
All right, bet.
So
That's
like
that
a
was all my
month, 2
question.
months away would be boosting.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
I've said that before, Smashny and Miatek. I've said that before. That's not new. Okay, you can ask your question regarding regional servers, Rosalie, but I would have rathered you had the question. I can only answer so many things on those.
I had a question regarding servers since I'm from Korea. It's like the ping is questionable. Do you guys like plan to have more servers?
We are not against any server that is worthwhile in a region that's worthwhile to do a server. To be clear, we're currently going to experiment with these, and then we're open to other opportunities.
Or Micah's.
Oh, okay, that's all I had for questions.
Okay. Nick.
My question was just if civilian jobs will have more uses around the city that are more than just like the standard jobs that they have.
Yeah, that's one of the things I already said earlier in the presentation was with civilian jobs having a link into utility repair.
Okay, is utility the only thing, or is like farming gonna like produce crops for more people and whatnot?
No, I mean we might do more stuff later, but there's only so much lifting we can do in 4 days, and we did a lot. We moved mountains.
That's fair. All right.
So, soon we'll part the sea. So just a matter of time. Okay. Sure. Come ask me about cloud chasing.
What? What?
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, with Prodigy being a big content server and everything, I know people might be a bit afraid of RPing with streamers, knowing that we know what everyone sounds like. We're not doing voice ID, but we know what everyone sounds like. What is sort
What
of
up, client?
how would you strictly define clout chasing versus just going with a storyline that has been created?
I think if
Thanks for coming through, baby.
meet someone, right, and you have no life to your character whatsoever, right, and you're doing the bare minimum role play, and then
How you doing, brother?
a hutch comes up to you, I'm busting cider, and all of a sudden you are doing backflips to do everything for him, right? I think at that point that is clout chasing, right? Or if you are showing up
couldn't
and
even
like
see you,
making
bro. I
character
ain't gonna lie.
choices. Here's a great example. If you
I
like
just VIP'd you.
randomly quit your record studio, right? And like you've been like ingrained in a record company,
I'll
have
give you
no
OG
logical and
badge.
character reason, and just are like, I'm gonna go join Wu Chang, with no like RP story behind it, like that's dumb and clout chasing.
With no like RP story
I could
behind
also
it, like,
point out like if you meet Curtis and you just start giving him loads of materials, for meth or something with like no tangible RP benefit. I banned when Lyric came to play on the server, I banned 10 people for taking him around and just giving him everything and lore unlocking everything for him on like day one.
Ooh,
That
okay.
is cloud chasing. All of that is clout chasing. When you hear someone's name and you go out of your way to change how you interact completely to put yourself into a situation that would make you part of their story or to give you clout, that
Right.
is clout chasing.
Okay.
And this
that
is
makes a lot
something
of sense. Yeah.
everyone who's ever
Ashley, what up
streamed
with the
has
gifted
dealt with.
sub? Thank you.
And it sucks as the streamer. I just want to point that out there. Not only does this suck for the server and for other people playing on the server, it sucks the most for the streamer experiencing it, to be clear. Because you
No,
ruin their
absolutely, yeah.
experience. Yeah, so
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just just the fear of doing an actual storyline. But I mean, as long as you're staying in character and you're doing what your character does, there's no shouldn't be any fear there. Then I guess appreciate that. Thank you.
no problem. I have South ready to come up here. This should be good.
Yes. Am I hello?
Hello.
Listen, I just would like to take this time to see if anybody here wants to invest in Rizcoin moving forward. Now, I know that we may have crashed the economy, but there's still a chance, okay?
Oh, brother, you have no idea what I have done and have prepared. You have no idea.
Is that a good thing?
Hey, you said this is good actually to me when I sent you this story, and then I posted it. I only posted it because you gave me affirmation. That was like, oh, this is great. You
I
said
am here to sell Rizcoin.
this is great. But the thing I told Gab before I sent it to you, I was like, how much you want to bet? There's too much text here, and South doesn't actually read this entire thing I sent him and just says it's good. And we said, we all took bets and we said, the chances are pretty good.
There's a 99% chance he read the word Rizcoin and nothing else.
Okay, hold on. Do you want me to be 100% honest? Do you want me to be honest here?
Yeah.
I read 2.5 pages, but that's only because I got cued into a game of Marvel Rivals. You know what I mean? And then,
You're gonna make me rage. I have to move you to audience.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. For the record, I got trolled into queuing Rivals with him, and he had his mod boost him to gold 3 and to level 10. And I didn't know this before I went into the game, and I was just waking up after having grind out like dev sessions. I was gonna like play an hour of Rivals just to like wake myself up, and I get pulled into ranked with South and just get dumpstered for like 2 or 3 games as he gets pocket healed by 2 people I found out who were his mods. And then I think Nikki's was in the chat, and like you can just tell when I woke up, and I was just there, and I was like, I've had enough of this, and like I dropped like 50 bombs for like 2 straight games, and then I just quit, and I was like done. I regained my elo and got the hell out. Okay, 13. It was pure torture.
Whoa, I was mid-work. I wasn't ready for this. I think we can all agree inevitably early on, usually during wipes, there's a lot of robbing sprees that typically happen. So I just want to see if you could touch upon your take on robbing sprees, given you don't want people to also go on shooting sprees early on.
Yes. So very good point, actually. And something I probably should have touched on more. I thought that was implied in the gun roleplay over gunplay rule that we're implementing. That is really important. Like, we can't have just people going around chain robbing people at the beginning of the wipe. Like, if that is what your option is for day 1 or even the first week of the wipe, that is problematic.
I actually appreciate that.
Don't do that. Like, that's going to really hurt. Like, let RP happen. Do natural roleplay. If you're robbing people over and over again, I'm not going to tolerate that. So I just want to set that expectation.
I feel like these are like brain dead
robbing
questions,
people
though.
at the beginning of a wipe is
Like,
not
these
good.
questions are
it's not good
obvious.
roleplay. A weekend at like things that get established, when you notice certain places are popping off that are good opportunities for your gang to start to hold down, absolutely. Okay?
Cool.
We're here to make roleplay. That's the goal. All right, thanks for the question, 13.
Yep, thanks.
Bye.
Hello. So I have 2 questions. One, how quickly can us musicians get our music back on the app? Do we have to wait
True,
to get
Tuesday, true.
rehired to the label? And then also, when can we get more DJ and electronic busking spots and mechanics?
So
Golden Emmy with
we
the get with
will-
the
I mean, we're
brand new
always,
sub.
it's
Thank you
only
so
a
much.
second for us to change these things, like the busking spots. You guys just have to let us know what you want, right? And you give that to us some feedback. Like Kylan looks at that stuff all the time. Kylan's kind of my music guy. right? Like I use Kylan to do like a
No,
lot
no,
of the
we're
music
playing. I
changes
don't know why
because
it's taking so long.
he also does
I think
that
he's
stuff,
stalling so the devs
and
can
then
get some
I'm in
fixes
it
in.
too. So like me and him kind of have an idea of like what people want, right? So
Mhm.
we kind of work on that shit together as a side. So that stuff's usually very quick because me and him like do that stuff, you know. So like it's it's easy. So just give us the feedback. As for your music going on the app, I think there is music on the app. Oh, by the way, you want to hear something exciting, Glitch?
Sure, go ahead.
All your music's on the car radio.
Wait, what?
Yep.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Yep, it's all on the car radio now. You can listen to the music, all the stuff on the music app on the car radio.
Okay. So
That's
do
the
we have
only-
to get rehired to a label to go back to being able to post stuff, or how quickly can we get to that?
I think
listening to Wu Chain Crazy is gonna be devious.
But I believe we found some backup of the music.
Listening
so
to
we were
Wu
able
Chain
to put
Crazy
some
is
of
gonna
it,
be devious.
or a lot of it.
Assalamu alaikum, Emrovik.
But I could be wrong. I don't want to make promises. At some point, we might be able. If we haven't, at some point we will be able to. On the dev server, at the very least, I was driving around and there was music from the music app that was playing. So
okay, all right,
on
sounds
my
good.
radio.
All right, appreciate
I had
it.
to listen to Baby Hanway for 2 songs in a row, which was rough. Just kidding.
You didn't have to call me
A
out
lot
like
of character.
that. All right,
brother.
see ya.
See ya. I'm just buying some time for the devs here, guys. After you left, I played Quick Play with Ricky, and he was playing Black Panther. It was horrible. Never again. I think he's getting better, a little better. I think when I was watching him. We have voicemails. I think they'll either be in now or in a couple days. I don't know if we got to test them. I know you will finish them.
Thank you. You're VIP'd as well.
Let's see. I don't know what this people. I mean, you can ask the question. I don't know the context of the question though, based on me reading it. So, or at least I didn't know this thing was a problem. Okay.
Is this shit coming today or
is he coming up? No.
What up, Bunk? I know you mentioned a lot about paid prio. Is there any status on that when it comes to this wipe?
I'm gonna be real. We need to get rid of that shit.
In terms of paid prio, I think the goal is that we operate enough monetization channels outside the main server where we don't have to rely on it for the server. That is the goal I will give you on that. When or how that happens is going to depend really on that, because we need to be able to pay our amazing developers and to keep making good content. So that is the trade-off and the reality.
My
of the world,
man,
honestly.
boss
No,
himself.
no worries. Yeah, I just know you mentioned it, so I just wanted to ask on it. I appreciate you touching
What's
on
up,
it. Jeff.
Eddie? Thanks again, bro. I'm loving it over here. I'm
That
not
is
gonna
all.
lie to you. Boss himself, chat. Mr. Eddie. Hope it's good over there, man.
All right.
Isn't it- What time is it over there for you?
Next up,
Early, right? Australia time. 9:30 in the morning.
South has
Yo,
a
Eddie,
question.
appreciate you, man.
You know what? Let's just take him
Shit's
up
been
here
good
for the
over
hell
here
of it.
so far, bro.
We're just trying to burn a little bit of time together.
It's been good over here, man. A lot of support, bro. I'm loving it over here, man.
Okay,
My
nothing
my
from
shit was
South. He
cooked
doesn't know
over
how to
on
use the
Twitch,
invite
bro. Like
system.
cooked.
I'm gonna invite Lulu.
I don't know if you know the whole story, bro. My shit was cooked.
Hi,
It's
so
been
I
really
have a
fun over
question.
here.
We have a
And
lot of
everybody is
clothing,
really
clothing, and a lot
responsive
of
too,
people
bro.
ask
I've
me
never
about
gotten
clothes.
this
Is there
type of
gonna be
support.
any updates
I'm not
made
even
on
glazing either, chat. I'm
everyday
dead
clothes,
ass.
that are less revealing.
Not even glazing, bro. Like the group chat I have with all the staff is like
yes,
I've
we
never
were just
had
going
this
through
type of support.
suggestions from the
I
clothing
swear to
thread,
you,
though.
I'm not even
So
joking.
if you have suggestions, put
No
them there.
glaze.
We literally are designing from that thread, just to be really
that's
clear.
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you.
No problem.
I feel like a streamer again, bro. I'm not even trying to like talk shit either, bro.
I
I really don't want to talk shit, but like I actually genuinely I feel like a streamer again.
And devs, let me know how close we are as well. I don't want to keep questions if we're ready for getting
Shit was
towards launch.
Dude,
Greetings and salutations. No, I don't sound like Luther normally. I'm
Dude, it was pretty bad, man.
I'll take that back.
You have the same cadence.
Stop lying to everyone.
Shut up, bro.
Yeah, TRQ helped me out, man. Shout out TRQ, bro.
I feel like as
I wouldn't be
as
here
the
if it
owner
wasn't
of
for
the
him.
server, it's better for you to say something like
He's a legend.
every group feeling like they
But thanks for coming through, Eddie. I appreciate you, man.
gang.
I know you're busy with your day and
rather
shit,
than,
probably.
like,
I appreciate you,
just
bro.
A couple examples like book clubs, poetry groups, AA meetings, therapy.
Yo, Arco with the 5-bomb. Appreciate you, man.
Anything other
Thank
than
you.
a gang
W's in the
is
chat.
also cool, you know? Something like that is like a good thought process to have going into a wipe. That was
Yeah,
just my
so
opinion.
so a lot of the things we're doing in general, from like civilian changes to gang changes, are meant to like make a loop. Like that is the whole ethos of what we're trying to do now, is like actually make civilians and criminals have to interact, right? To do things, basically. Like you want that relationship to happen, or at least civilians to have something that makes them valuable to criminals, and gangs just don't source it internally, right? That is the goal of some big thing that we have. We also are good with enabling people who want to do like interesting role play that isn't gang stuff. So that's kind of where we're at with that, to be honest. So like, if the
Yo,
opportunity is
basically,
there, we'll try
if
to
you're
enable
just
it.
tuning in, chat,
Doesn't
we're
sound like we
literally
need a
waiting
lot
for
of-
this fucking meeting to wrap up, and then they're gonna launch the update for the server. I don't know why they're taking so long, bro. This is crazy. It usually shouldn't be this long.
Okay, let me see what else we have. Wait, do you know where we're at with dev stuff? Like how far off we are now?
Yeah, I'll get an update.
Josh with the 5-bomb. Appreciate you, bro.
Athena, please come talk.
My mic works this time.
Mhm.
So I have a question when it comes to the stress system. I was wondering if there was a way we could implement having pets in the city, like any kind of animal, like a cat, a dog, and an exotic animal like a red panda or something like that. So like when we're selling drugs, we could have the animal like stand next to us sitting, and from there we'd be able to like reduce our stress or something like that. I thought it would be like a cool idea to implement.
Jesus Christ, bro.
This is just we're gonna have different aspects that we'll build in for stress reduction as time goes over, and our idea is to like plug that into civs. But like as for like particular systems, I'm not gonna comment on what we're gonna implement or not to reduce stress. What I can tell you is that we have plans to introduce civilian items, mechanics to reduce stress, because stress is going to be a more interesting system now than it was.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ramee has a question. Come.
How
please.
you doing today, sir? How's everybody doing today? Number
I'm
one,
good, man.
actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. There is a pet store shit in like one of the other servers me and Kevin were playing on. They have like a whole pet store. You can go in and buy pets and shit. It was actually pretty cool. Secondly, fuck Hutch. Thirdly, could we add a prison break mechanic, possibly, or you know, maybe down the line, or you know, maybe not immediately because nobody's gonna have money or guns or shit. But you know,
No, I'm sick of you guys prison breaking.
All right, you have a
I'm
good
sick
day,
of
sir.
it. I'm sick of it. Give to people based on like different options. Maybe we could make it like a heavy investment to like prison break someone, because like we made a system for it. It was just, you know, when we tried to go through it, some things messed up. So I mean, it does exist.
All right, look at my fucking.
Oh, he left. He just left it. He just beat out. I mean, Kai, you can come ask your question on gang clothing. That's fine.
Hello, can you hear?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I think a lot of us don't actually know the final verdict of the gang clothing, and whether we're allowed to use it instantly or whether it's like 2 weeks in, like what we're meant to do specifically to be able to earn the rights to use it.
So in terms of the gang clothing, my plan at the moment is to disable for the first 5 or 6 days, right? And then we will implement an ability for you guys to be able to, who are actively playing on the server, to get your clothes enabled back again. The idea is that, number one, we need to clean what we have there in gang clothing up, right? That's the first big thing we have to do. There's just a bunch of stuff there. Gangs who aren't playing in here, people are just taking their clothes and using it. And it's just, you know, at this point, it's just taking other people's creative product and using it, which isn't cool. Number two, I want to make it, develop a system that basically gives gangs the ability to get their clothing or pieces of their clothing while it remains locked, so that you have an ability to like get your gang clothing and making meaningful. So when you give someone a flag or you give someone a shirt, it means something. So when you lose your shirt or flag or something like that, like there can be punishment for it. Like there's role play. Like that's number 2. And then number 3, I'm just sick of like the way some of these things look. Like the gang bulletproof vests look fucking horrible. I'm not even going to promise that those are coming back. Like I'm going to be real. They make people take things that are just options that are meant to be like cool for flavor, and they just basically beat a dead horse, for lack of a better word, with it, and they ruin it. And that's what happened with those vests. Like and vests and goggles and stuff. People just don't know limitations, and all they know is, is how to basically copy something. So that's the problem.
Yep. Perfect.
That's
That is
where we
everything from
jumped
me.
into a problem.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're getting closer to launch, by the way, guys. I have about 15 more minutes to
Jesus
here, and then we're gonna be able to potentially launch the server. So, sure, Leo, that's a good question.
Hi guys. Yes, I would like to ask, is there any word on more so non-white black hairstyles for non-white characters? Because I know y'all said a long time ago it's hard to code that or make that in like GTA terms because of like all the polycules or whatever. But I would like to have more than like 2 braided hairstyles, please.
Yeah, we tried to add a lot more. We had a bunch of packs that we did to, like honestly, that was a big focus for us, just to try to get some of that for 2.0 launch. We could get back to that. Oh my God, peoples, you are like 10 years late. But the reality is that it's hard to find good hair. To make hair is time consuming, and to find hair that isn't like ported from The Sims is the other challenge in the scene. Like there is not a lot of good options. And then to find people to make hair, it is extremely time consuming. So we're working on it. It's the best thing I can tell you. It's just tough to find things that meet the development standard that we need on the server with the size. So
Okay, thank you. And also bring up Nyasu. They've been having the question for like 2 hours. Bye bye.
I didn't see Nyasu ask one question. There, now I've seen one.
First off, can we disable boosting? Don't add it to the server. Fuck all these people that are asking for it. Fuck Mateo. Don't add boosting. And what's going on with the clothes? What's going on with the clothes?
What do you mean what's going on with the clothes? We had
Well,
4
there was-
days and we just released a clothing
Well,
update.
It's time for more. It's time for well.
Moving Nyasu to the audience. All right, peoples, what's your question?
All right, my question is, I'm not sure whether it's a in-game mechanic or not, as far as like cops sitting on certain heists. Could we do away with that? Could it pretty much defeats the purpose of a heist if not able to get the rewards of the heist.
What?
I mean, cops shouldn't be metagaming.
Well, I mean, like
Easy.
staking out certain known areas where a heist will happen.
Cops shouldn't be metagaming.
Yeah.
That's my answer to you. That's not going to change. Cops should not be metagaming. What you're describing is cops learning a meta system from the game and just reacting to that over and over again, which I've set a clear standard for the cops to not do that, period. If people do that,
How much glaze for OG badge? 33B.
thank you.
How much glaze for 33 for OG badge? ACX, I don't know. What do you guys think, chat? There's a $5 donut. What do you guys think? Fish, are you not
I'm
modded?
just gonna address this metal detecting thing that keeps it. No, Steve, I'm not bringing on this stage because you're a certified yapper. Number 1, we've learned that.
50 gifted.
But listen, that is not a high priority.
that's
for me.
crazy work.
I'm gonna be real. That's pretty low priority. Listen, if it gets put on a list, it gets put on.
I
a
got
list.
you.
That
What's
is
your
not a high priority.
name? Is your name the one
Metal
on
detecting
your
isn't
donation?
done enough to us to put like a bunch of development work into right now. But we are better off developing new civilian systems rather than doing stuff that is going to be
You to go
take more of
mustard
our
though?
UI team's time.
Appreciate that, Luis 200. You're a legend, bro. Thank you. Yo, Bazzy, my boy. You know you're getting VIP over here, Bazzy. General Louis, what up, man? Yo, a lot of OGs, man. Fuck yeah, bro. Makes me happy seeing everybody. Jax, you already mod. Shut the fuck
Let's
up.
see any other good questions here. I mean, I'll answer this flip.
Hey, so I noticed you mentioned that you guys planned a weapon roadmap. Now, previously in 2.0, when you guys started releasing more weapons, I noticed that you guys started giving
Ramee,
those
come
weapons to one
downstairs.
group,
Your
and
DoorDash
one
is
group
here.
was responsible for it with their RP. I was wondering if that's how you guys are planning to proceed in the future, because I feel like it was very fun. The gang would be funneled with this income, and there's no balance for those other groups to have that special, type of thing that they can provide for the city.
Yeah, dude, I get where you're coming from, but think about it this way. The economy ballooned, right? Due to people
Right.
complaining about payouts. And then everyone quickly realized that then the payouts were too much instead of trusting us, the developers, who balanced the economy to begin with. This time, I've set a clear standard to everyone that we are going to make sure that the economy stays balanced and we are not ballooning shit. The payouts are the payouts. If we have to do anything, we're going to bring down the price of things. We're not going to inflate our economy. That's not happening this time. Period. Like, that's something a thing that I've set that standard with everyone. The thing that has to come down is not the payouts, or go up is not the payouts. The price of things will go down. That is the adjustment that we will make. That's it. Because it gets impossible when things inflate to such a level.
You're good,
And
JC.
People need to start to realize
Somebody
that
give
just
JC a
because
sub
you
so he
feel a
has
certain
the
way
badge.
about
JC, I'm still going to be
how
over there soon.
much you're getting paid does not mean that you are correct in terms of payouts. Like, it's people need to trust that we have thousands upon thousands of logs, right? That we have graphs and statistics that show us like what the health of the overall economy is, and we have to look at that. So that's my message to the entire server is like, we need more grace there and more trust, because you didn't trust us and this is what's happened. So just being clear and honest and direct. Does that help answer your question? There needs to be more money
Yeah,
saved, but
that's fair enough.
also, yeah, people just, I'm not getting paid enough. I'm not getting paid enough. I'm not getting paid enough. And you were getting paid enough. The fact that someone had 40 cars or 50 cars, you were getting paid enough.
Ozempic with the gifted. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate
how
you.
much time do I got, Blake?
Legend.
I'm looking for good questions, but they're getting rarer.
Yeah, let me go check. We should be getting close here.
Okay. On the vests, weird comment. Anyone who has had a ticket with
Founder
vests
badges,
that
you
I've
have to be the
seen,
first 100 subs.
Refunded them if they've bought them recently, just to be clear. So that's bad faith argument, whoever put that there. And if you recently bought a vest, like in the last month, like just open a ticket, and like, we're not tyrants here. Like, we'll refund you for the vest. We're not, if we decide to remove something, of course we'll refund you. I have a question. Sure, April, come up. That's a valid question.
Hi.
Hello.
So my question for anyone who didn't see it is, what's the time jump for the server as a whole? As since the economy crashing and then recovery would take some time, what is the time jump from the end of 2.0 to 2.5?
I would say about a month. I'll make a post to clarify this a little bit, because I want to put a truncated set of like information on the wipe. I wrote one last night, and then ChatGPT'd it after because I was tired as hell. But I kind of just want to rewrite the whole thing, and maybe read what ChatGPT Frankensteined after it took all of my stuff, without putting that out there. So like, just give me a little bit, and I'll put all that in
Great, thanks. Thanks for all the work you guys put in this weekend.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. Okay. I still have to take a couple more questions. We're just final checking things, and then we'll launch. Also on RP Prio, something I
Peaches,
wanna
thank
point
you
out
so
is
much
that
for the
we're
sub
gonna be
as
very
well as
aggressive on
Tiger
awarding
Heli.
RP Prio
And
this
Maddie
way,
Bojangles, thank you as well, brother.
just because we saw the problematic nature of what happens when we're not actively doing that like daily, and that's what we will be doing. We will be doing that daily, like in trying to get people RP Prio, etc., instead of the way it was going last wipe. That's a really big part of what we want to do this time. Will there be a system implemented for civilian? I mean, there's not enough to go around for real estate, to be honest. Like, there's only so many houses on the map, and there's only so many people that want to buy, right? So, with the way it's working, it's the secondhand real estate market that really needs to pop, and that never did. Do you consider? No, we're not changing XP caps on the.
Yo,
unless we,
Rager,
like,
what
do
up, man?
something
Thanks for that
temporarily
gift
for, like,
as
a
well.
weekend or something.
Yeah, we're just waiting for this shit to come up. He said about
These are all grinder
8
questions,
minutes.
guys. Come on. Can we get like actual RP questions? Can we talk about like how excited people are for the wipe? Ask about like RP features we're going to be putting in. Like, if you're not getting it, like I'm moving away from the grinder mentality. Like, so the questions you're asking aren't good questions. To be honest, you're looking at things the wrong way. Like seriously. I think I've been very clear about like what the direction is from here on out. While we do have some
Bunk with the
mechanics that
gifted.
implement a grind, like the goal is to reward role players. So if your idea is like, well, I want to remove the XP cap so that I can maximize my output on skill tree gathering so that I can prestige and get to, that's not where we're at anymore. Okay, I want to be really clear. Like if you haven't got the memo, I'm off this kick. We're on a role play kick.
I see what he did there, kick.
Okay. Let's see. I have a question. Okay. Let me invite you.
I just had a question since hunting has been added. I think it brings a lot of good potential RP for not only civs but PD. I was just wondering on what your opinion is on potentially bringing park rangers into the server eventually. Not obviously straight away, but eventually.
Yeah, eventually, but there needs to be a strong stakeholder to actually drive it and drive roleplay within it instead of just someone saying, I want to do park rangers.
No, of course.
Yeah,
just,
that's the
was
problem
curious
that
on your opinion.
Yeah, that's just the problem we usually have is someone's like, I want to do park rangers, and all it turns into is an SPS department, and we don't need
Yeah,
that.
no, I'd
All we
like
need-
it to be like a proper like role play department where they actually take like the park ranger duties like to the fullest extent. So I
Yeah.
He's
appreciate
on
you
dick.
letting me
He's
ask the
actually on
question.
dick. He's
No
on
problem.
dick.
The minute someone comes with a
He's
plan
actually
and
on
puts the
dick.
work,
That's
like,
crazy.
hard work into the role play of doing it. Like
He's
I
on dick.
will
He's on
have
dick.
no problem enabling something like that.
Amazing. Thank you.
No problem. I just want to be really clear. What I mean by putting the role play into it isn't just coming and saying, I want to open the park rangers. It's about showing up, doing role play around the place to show that you care and give a shit. Like
Yeah, it
doing
is,
environmental
Smalley.
stuff up there, doing, things about protecting the environment, going through the role play steps to actually make something happen. Just showing up and saying I want to do something isn't doing role play. That is literally just trying to will something into reality instead of like going through RP steps of like showing that you want a thing, that you want to do the role play around the thing. Like that's what we're looking for. That's a good question, Frank. Let's have that.
Gun in the back of your head and you had to RP, you would die.
Nope, they're not coming up. Douglas, ask your question.
Hey, W, bro. They loaded my pen models up too. W.
What's up, baby? So basically, are you going to be delegating any power over the economy to NRP city councils and mayors?
No.
Not even a little tiny bit of it.
What? Listen, we just went through
Scalper,
an
I don't.
economic disaster.
I
If
can't
anything,
adjust those
fiscal
tags.
Responsibility of the government was
Oh,
the
give
issue
it back to the
from a
people,
role
away
play,
from
so-
the capitalist scumbags. Give it back
well,
to the
sounds
people.
like that's a great RP avenue, Doug. I can't
Well,
wait
I'll
to see
go
it played out
rioting,
in,
man.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it played out in character.
Hey,
And
just
then
when
maybe
I'm
we'll do
burning
something to
down the
enable
city
it.
and
Matthew
your
with the
launching
brand new sub,
3.0
appreciate you,
because
brother.
it's burning before my hand, then it's gonna
Okay.
be your fault for not giving power to the
Let's
people,
see it,
man.
Douglas. Let's see it, Douglas.
You're,
Let's see the
I'm
role play.
threatening
Come
you
on,
now,
let's see
man.
it.
I'm threatening
Let's
you
go.
now. You ain't got this,
brother. I hope to see an insurrection in week 2. All right.
I don't want you fucking foreign powers influencing my economy.
Why the
We need the people call the people.
Douglas, why the fuck are you up here
people
talking to
doing
me
it.
about it? Go out and role play it.
Because
Get
I
to it.
am the character, motherfucker. I'm going through the metaverse. I'm not a self-insert. I'm an RP insert.
Get out of here, Frank.
Well, all right. With a lot of the new locations and activities that you're implementing lately, we've had a lot of people kind of wanting to get away from the city and get up north. But a lot of what I've seen is that we don't really have a lot of patrols that tend to stay up north, and we don't have a lot of police activity that kind of stays there. They tend to migrate there temporarily and then come back down. Is there going to be a push, especially with the larger police force and all the new training that you've been putting forth, to kind of push people to stay up north as we start seeing more people migrate there due to the new locations?
I think you have brought up a great point, and I think BCSO or the sheriff's office will likely, from an RP standpoint, be needed after Douglas fields his insurrection in Sandy in 2 weeks. So when that happens and there's sufficient RP and someone steps up and wants to do that role play, we will reward it. And that's the point that I want to make to everyone, is that I want to see people put tangible, real effort into actually role playing stuff out, and like not just coming and showing up saying, I want to do the thing. I want you to do the work in character. I want you to build the systems in character. I want you to go through and RP that shit out like you want it. That's what I want. And that doesn't mean just coming up to the commissioner and asking every day. That means going out and doing stuff that actually influences your want to do it. That's my point.
All right, I'm excited.
Okay. I think a lot of these I've asked. How close are we, Bite?
And by like should be like 2-3 minutes.
Okay. So let me go through, seeing we're about 2 to 3 minutes away, let me go through what the wipe lore is so that everyone understands it in the most succinct way possible. Basically, what happened is Rizcoin was founded. Rizcoin was pitched to the governor, Governor Elizabeth Mills, to prop up the economy as a new currency, and the government of San Andreas invested heavily into this. The Rizcoin was rug pulled by investors, and it tanked the San Andreas economy. And during this rug pull, the BBMC declared that they were going to try to stop the damage by blowing up the data centers that were holding the crypto of the government to enforce a stop. So what they did is they blew up the data center, not realizing that it's hooked into all sorts of things that the government controlled, like government records, law enforcement data, and financial systems. And yes, BBMC, I'm talking about the Bondi boys. Next up, then the governor steps down because of fraud allegations and a bunch of other things. Steve Reeker with Reeker Investments, he has pulled all of the investments, calling the state basically unfixable. Hey, it's not possible to invest here. It's completely unstable. Things have gone crazy. When he comes and pulls out, a new company called Vice Industries has come over and bought everything out from under the city at a very low price. And nobody really knows anything about Vice Industries right now or what it's all about. Then next up, as a result of this, a lot of Sandy and Paleto residents, they've felt distanced and dejected and not heard by the government due to all the turmoil and a recent council election where they've had to focus on trying to rebuild and fix the economy. Where we come back in now, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that there is a renewed hope in San Andreas, that not all is lost, and that we're at the point where everyone is in the mindset if they want to rebuild and businesses are reopening and leaders are stepping up, right? This is where we are, that we're at a crossroads to build this community as the economy starts to rebound. And the question that I have to the player base and all the characters is, do we fall into the chaos or do we rise again to rebuild our economy? And while sentiments of like separatist notions and dejection with the government exist in the North, they shouldn't be the dominant thing. A lot of this stuff is now subsided while these whispers are still there, of frustration as we rebuild the economy. That is where the wipe is. There's a full article we released that you can read if you want more details than that, but that is the TLDR. Do you have news for me, Bite?
Stand by.
Yap of hell,
Okay,
bro.
looks like we're close to a wipe. So Ricky Riz somehow, listen, it's up to you to figure out how this lore impacts you, or if you want it to impact you at all. Give people some grace though if they don't want to remember certain conflicts and
Yap
stuff
of
like
doom, dude. Yap of doom.
The farmers market is spec'd for development. Is this new corporation going to be involved in the RP wipe, or is it just for lore? I don't know, Emma. I don't know. I don't know, Dip. Are we going to see cool things happening between VBMC and the government?
Yo, Granger, thanks for that sub, brother.
Wait, does this mean people can kill me for free from South? No, this does not mean that they can kill you for free. What I would tell people is to give Ricky Riz a little grace, because I think anyone who knew Ricky Riz would not believe that he'd be able to convince anyone to invest in anything. So also consider that while you might believe Ricky did a thing, you might also in the same breath believe it's completely not possible, just based on the conversations you've had with Ricky, that he'd convince anyone to invest in anything.
Cat, we're doing lawyer, or what are we doing? Talk to me.
That's where we're at.
What's
Anyway,
the vibe?
guys,
What's the
we
vibe?
look like we're close to being able to launch the server, so I'm gonna end the community meeting
Lawyer,
now and let people
Crim,
prepare
what
to
we
queue up.
doing?
Is that good, Bite? Can I tell them to queue up?
Yeah,
And wait. Yeah, so queue up, wait, get your place, and then we'll go from there. You don't need to listen to me yapping all the time. So, Nick Crovey, while
Lawyer?
I personally believe I would like to see a wipe every 5 months or 4 months or 6 months just to do things seasonally, right? Like, that's my personal belief. I don't think that's a belief that a lot of the community would hold or like.
I got you
So
guys.
I personally see benefit there, but most GTA role players don't.
Dual
see
poll?
that, right? So
I think
I don't think that will happen.
EMS is crazy work, Taha. I am not
we'll
doing
do
that.
gang app wipe pretty like every couple months. That is the plan.
I am not
usually,
doing it.
with gang apps.
Hell no.
That's where we're at. That's all I got. So, unfortunate situation, but we're gonna make
Punch out!
some sick role play from this, and I think this is a really good thing for us guys. So I'm out. I'll see you in the server. Bam. Can I perma all your characters? Sure, Niasu. I can do that.